all-star quarterback. You know,
The thing about Celine is she always floors me.
Why? She floored with her voice?
Because she's Celine Dion. Celine! Celine!
Oh!
Floor!
What does floor have to do with it?
Thanks, my next joke will be in 2 minutes. Celine!
Doesn't sound the same.
Celine?
Thank you.
That's because she's French. If she was not French, she would not say Celine. She would say ceiling.
Oh!
Ceiling, floor. She floors me because ceiling. Oh, gosh. That was really bad, wasn't it? That's a really bad joke. Okay.
Supermodel.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right.
That was funny. All right, so
I'll edit that out. So I won't even be on it. You guys, there'll be like all this laughter, and people will be like, "Why?"
What did we miss?
We missed very fun.
Very fun. That was a great
When I say
commercial, by
Jews,
the
you
way.
say whatever.
Pope John Paul has a quote here on the dignity of America. It says, "That is the dignity of America, the reason she exists, the condition of her survival, the ultimate test of her greatness. To respect every human person, especially the weak and the most defenseless ones, those as yet unborn." You know, and that's the thing, is that out of suffering, you never know what that life is going to be. They could be the next pope, the next cardinal, you know, somebody, a Mother Teresa. If you look at the lives of people that have done great things, nobody's life is easy. You know, our grandparents lived through the wars, World War II. My grandfather fought for World War II. You know,
The Depression.
they went through the Depression. They lived through so much. So an answer to that would be, nobody's life is easy, and God didn't say life would be easy, because he came here as a baby in a manger, and he lived a life of poverty. So he didn't come as a king on his throne. He will come again as a king on his throne, but when he came, he showed us the importance of being little and suffering, and he did that for us. So,
And like, a lot of people argue that if you're raped, then it should be okay. But it's like,
Yeah.
a baby would change your whole life. And like, I think that honestly, if you're raped, then having a baby would like, I mean, help you, because it's just, like he was saying, like a generator of
brings-
love. So it's like,
and God can turn something horrible into something beautiful. But the statistics for rape are very low.
yeah.
You know, that's such a great point you bring up, because Father Pavone was here a couple of years ago. Actually, he was here at St. Joan, and I interviewed him for the radio station. But we were talking about it, and he said that statistically speaking, if a woman is raped, right, that having the baby would, if she conceives, they think that she would be like reminded of the rape all the time, and that would like be traumatic for her, and that she should be allowed to have the abortion because then she won't have to be reminded of the rape. But it's actually the opposite's true. That what happens is she's innocent, right? And then somebody does something to her that is violent, okay? Somebody violates her, and so an innocent person has been violated with a terrible, terrible crime, right? And so then she has the choice then to say the violence stops with me, or to go on and say, I'm going to now do violence to another innocent being, which is the baby, right? So if she feels like she has no choice and she has the abortion because everybody's going, oh, you have to have the abortion, whatever, then she does violence to someone she knows is innocent, right? And then she psychologically, physically, all the other ways, spiritually, it's hard for her to heal from that. Whereas if she has the baby, she says, I'm taking the control back that this rapist took from me, and I'm saying I will not perpetuate the violence onto another innocent being. And so she heals faster, spiritually, mentally, physically, and everything, because she's saying, I'm not putting up with this. I'm not going to continue to do something evil that was done to me to someone else. And that's really the gist of being Christian, is that Jesus says, turn the other cheek or whatever. It's like, obviously she's not, going back to the rapist and saying it's okay what you did, but she's saying, I'm not going to allow the terrible thing you did to me change me. I'm not going to let that change me to become an evil person or to do something evil too.
Right.
And again, not that the women that have abortions are evil, it's just that sometimes they're just left with no other choice, they think. So our job as Christians, as Catholics particularly, is to say, we want to do whatever we can to help you to make the right choice for life and to have the baby. But you're dead on, Kaylee, with that. That's beautiful, that you brought that up.
There's a There's a great speaker. There's a woman who actually was conceived out of rape. Her name right now runs away from my head. But she actually talks about her testimony, and she talks to people and says, if my mom had decided to abort me, I wouldn't be able to go and, you know, give courage to any other woman that's been through what she had gone through. And she actually took that stand and said, I'm not going to, the mother said, I'm not going to beget violence with violence. And she has a beautiful daughter now. That's a very strong advocate for life. So, you know, we see miracles every day, and God can turn, you know, and bring miracles into each life. And we should never put a block up to the things that God can do for us. So, any other ideas?
I had a quote that I really liked.
Okay.
Pope Benedict said, "Selfishness and fear are at the root of pro-abortion legislation. We in the Church have a great struggle to defend life. Life is a gift, not a threat." And it kind of goes along with the same thing as what we were just discussing. Like, if you're going to abort your child, you're not doing it for the child. You may say that, like, oh, well, I don't want them to have a horrible life in adoption or whatever, but, like, you can say that all you want, but you're really doing it for you. So, like, you don't have that pain or that scar or whatever. And we did something at youth group. It was like we were all in a boat, or we were all on an island, and we had, like, 5 cards, and all we knew was, like, the person's characteristics, but we didn't know the name, and we had to pick some person to kill, and I don't know what we did.
Someone to throw off the boat.
Yeah, someone to
Yeah.
throw off the boat.
It was
And one of them was, like, the Pope, and we threw out Mother Teresa. Like, we threw out all these great people, but we didn't know what they were going to be. We just knew. Yeah. And so, like, I feel like that's the same thing. You're just throwing out this life that they could have, like, come up with the cure for cancer. Or they could have came up with the cure for, like, world hunger or something, and we're not even giving that a chance.
There's just, like, so much potential in people that, like, they don't realize it.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't think that anyone has the right to say, well, I don't think that this child should be here because I think that this child will have a bad life. Like, leave that to God. That's not your decision to make.
And Blessed Mother Teresa says it's a poverty that a child must die so that you may live as you wish. That gets to me.
Yeah.
Someone says, I can't afford it. Nobody can afford it.
Yeah.
Nobody could really afford a child.
Mm-hmm.
You know, none of our 4 children were planned. We just never know what God has planned, and His plans are always so much greater than anything we can come up with. So I think that, you know, Pope John Paul always says, be not afraid. Just to walk in His will and just be not afraid and just keep moving forward. There's no excuse. Well, thank you for joining us with the St. Joan of Arc Youth Group and joining our awesome teens here. So we'd like to end with a little inspirational quote or a song or whatever, you guys, about going out there and being a warrior for Christ.
All those people going somewhere, why have I never cared? Give me your eyes for just 1 second, give me your eyes so I can see everything that I keep missing. Give me your love for humanity. Give me your arms for the broken-hearted, the ones that are far beyond my reach. Give me your heart for the ones forgotten. Give me your eyes so I can see. Yeah, 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 yeah.